And Storm is going to be kicking off. Everybody seems to be ready. Referee's ready. And we're all set for this encounter. And as I said, looking for that territory early on, and immediately a fault. And immediately we're going to see a first scrum. Didn't have to wait long for that scrum.
Well, I didn't have to wait long for my point about the win to also be proven. Kuba Stridham just misjudged that. And you could see it just hung in the breeze and just carried on that little bit further than he thought. Sun's in his eyes as well, which doesn't help. But not the ideal start for Nico Malan in what should be a tight game.
Well, that front row of Botha, Grotius and Engelbrecht for Helpmekaar up against Kollege, Van Rensburg, Van der Merwe. The ball comes out. It is Storm. He finds a gap. Can he offload? No, he's dragged down just 5 meters short. Helpmekaar on the attack straight away here. Quick ball out. Popped into the inside. Defense of Nico Malan have to stand tall here. Early stages of this game, switching the play there. Engelbrecht, he makes a dart for the line. He sort of dragged back as well, but they're still managing to hold the ball here. Helpmekaar pops out now. Here's the big man. Quick hands needed. There's the outside center. Pops it up there to Kollege. Kollege under a lot of pressure, but he holds the ball. Lawrence. Again, out it goes to Grotius. Quick ball needed. Storm. Oh, and they lose the ball at the vital stage. So it's going to be a scrum. If nothing comes from this play, and nothing will come from that play. Enterprising start there by Helpmekaar, just losing the ball in contact.
Yeah, I don't think the coaches will be too disappointed with that at all. Shay Lauren's getting the ball on a plate more than once off that ruck, and 2 or 3 nice phases of play. Again, getting that ball out wide. Zayden Krieger in the outside channel may have just got in Tyax's way a little bit, but I think the coaches at Helpmekaar be happy with the way the boys have started there.
Yeah, and they want to keep the pressure on. So another scrum, and can they apply the pressure here on Nico Malan? Becker with the feed, and there's the pressure at scrum time. And it comes Becker. Sosana with the kick. He finds his touch, and that's all important. Don't want to be messing around too much, kicking into this breeze, but a good touch finder nonetheless.
Yeah, you also just want to take the sting out of things as well. Just don't keep the ball alive when you're already under enough pressure. So, be interesting to watch these lineouts. Referees have been told to get them started a bit quicker, and these walking in and the little mothers' meetings that they have tend to take up some precious rugby time. So let's hope the refs get on top of that. As the wind gets up, as Janse van Rensburg has to throw in to his first line out. There it is.
He pops it way over his jumpers. Oh, and that's another error, handling error from Nico Malan. And here they come yet again. Helpmekaar. Out it pops here to the right winger. That has been deemed to have gone forward, but back they come for the handling error. And early on, are we going to see the throw in the liner going to the back? I don't think so much.
Well, I wouldn't advise it personally. I'd be trying to bank that at 2, but obviously that then becomes very obvious, and then you make it a 50-50. But interesting, the referees come back for the knock-on and not that throw that wasn't straight. So, yeah, a little win there for Helpmekaar.
Are we going to see the ball being carried a little bit more into contact, not the big, flat, booming passes out wide?
Interesting setup from the backs. 10, 12 and 13 very close to each other. And the old school crash ball.
Yeah, and that's a good touch there. Good take there by Lawrence. And that has been driven back by Nico Malan. So they got to reset this. Quick ball out by Shane Lawrence. He looks for the ball again. Switching play now to the left. Handling error yet again. And early doors, we've only had 4 minutes, but we've had quite a number of handling errors.
Absolutely. Nico Malan be happy with that defensive set as well. They made 0 meters going forward there. Did Helpmekaar. They came across the field. They're looking to go through the phases. They're not scared to take it into contact and have that fight at the ruck. As we see Ruben van Dijk just maybe a bit of a dead leg there. But Nico Malan, they know that they're going to have the win second half. They know they've got to dig in this first half, make the tackles, compete at the breakdown, and just try and exit as quickly as possible.
Oh, that's another big scrum. Referee says they're going to set. And just looking at the way Nico Malan is set up there as well, it's their ball into the scrum, but they're quite narrow. They're not spread far and wide. Looks like they're just going to try and attack the advantage line as best they can from the scrum.
Yeah, absolutely. Ty Axe, Ethan Lawrence are definitely the weapons as we see Vian Storm stand right behind this scrum from a defensive point of view. And the same for Nico Malan. They're going to probably move this ball to the left, but there's a big open side on the right as well.
And that's gone over to the left-hand side, going into contact yet again. Helpmekaar keeping them on that advantage line. Quick balls net. Oh, there's a burst. Excellent burst there from Liam Becker. Gaining some 5 meters or so. Still coming here to the left-hand side. That's a good step off his left foot, but the defensive work there of Keenan Combrung driving him into the touch.
Yeah, no chance for Koopman to get away there. He was pinned in, and this Nico Malan team still pinned into their own half, still having to work hard. And like you said, this could be an interesting line out now of where they decide to throw it.
Out to the front of the line out. And there is the Maul. The Maul is set. There's the referee with his arm out. It's going to be a penalty advantage going the way of Helpmekaar. Quick ball out into the midfield it goes. That man Kollege yet again with ball in hand. Lawrence. Out it fires to Storm. Long pass out there to the fullback. Tonkin, I should say. Apologies. And back they're going to come for the penalty. And as you said, you called it. There's going to be a space to run in. The 15s could find themselves in that space.
Yeah, absolutely. Tonkin had just sort of taken that a bit cleaner, and then we could have been on for a 2-on-1 on the far side. So much better throw through from Janssen van Rensburg. Sorry, Cornelius Grotius in the last line out. They just threw it kind of what would be the middle pod, I suppose. But he hit his man and it launched a good attack. And Helpmekaar, they won't be panicking yet, but they do need to start thinking about when they get their first score. And it's all good throwing to the back of the line out, but you've got to hit your man.
Yes, van Rensburg coming away with the ball for Nico Malan, and that has been taken sort of infield there. The kick is going to be there from Kusana. Hasn't found his touch. Now then, what has Tonkin got for us here? He fires it out here to the right-hand side in the hands here of the right winger, Regan Stone. Apologies, not Regan Stone, that is Bronkhorst. Bronkhorst there. But the penalty goes the way of the team in blue, Nico Malan. And so far, their defensive work is keeping the team from Johannesburg at bay here.
Yeah, we see that kick from Koopman wasn't great. And the fullback's got the ball now. He's going to smash that into touch. But what a tackle from Scorsana on this near side. The little man was up against the big man of Andres Bronkhorst. He put his body on the line there, and he forces a turnover. So great work from him. And Janssen van Rensburg now with his throw into this line out. Let's see how he can do right in front of us.
Oh, good take. Now they have set up their Maul, and they're working together, and it's still moving forward. You can't get disconnected. Still, they're trying to bind together, eventually brought down. Is the referee happy with that? Yes, he is. Oh, in fact, that was deemed to be holding there, so they're going to come back. Taken in with the Maul, and that's great work now from Helpmekaar. And so far, it's a game of chess between these two teams.
8.5 minutes it took Nico Malan to get into their opposition half. But it's still 0-0, Eugene, and that's the most important thing, because even if they're under pressure in the second half, it's only going to take a trusty little right boot to put this ball quite far down the field and relieve pressure. So for them to be at 0-0 after 9 minutes, after having a good old tussle and a battle, I think they're going to definitely be the happier of the two teams right now.
Yeah, especially here at Scrum. I think they have the advantage a little bit. They've shown their strength in the scrums that we have seen so far. So now, Shay Lawrence, he's at 9. Ethan Lawrence, he's at 12. And again, he's sort of lurking there, possibly at first receiver yet again. Out it pops to Lawrence. Round Storm comes now. It is in the hands of the right winger. Oh, missed tackle there. Still being kept at bay here a little bit. The left winger, Fenter, he's looking for work. Again, a quick pick up and drive. Still there for Helpmekaar. Lawrence, the center now, acting as scrum half. Covering up there. There's a good run there by Zion Smith. Still they opt to come to the right. Storm fires it out to Lawrence. Oh, that's a brilliant pass here to Kollege. He's seen plenty of the ball so far. In the hands now of Broncos. Can he get to the line? 5 meters short. Just got to get quick ball now as Nico Malan are trying to get their structures together. Lawrence sees a gap. Through he goes. Untouched. Brilliant rugby from Helpmekaar to get the first points on the board.
Finally, that space out wide has been capitalised on. And a fantastic work from Kollege on the screen there. Zayden Kollege drew his man. It was old school, proper rugby. Draw the man and give, draw the man and give, draw the man and give. Koopman did well, as did Leighton Lawrence, to get across and make the initial tackle, but they were too stretched and it was too easy for Ethan Lawrence just to walk his way through the middle.
Well, so far the Lawrence name has been said quite a number of times. Shay Lawrence and 9, Ethan Lawrence with the try scorer. But that man, as you rightly said, Zayden Kollege has had a good start to this game. That's the 2 points he's added.
Yeah, he's sticking himself about, not just at in the field, but when they haven't got the ball, he's in and about trying to slow that ball down. As we see here, Lawrence, he had options, he dummy, he pumped, then it just opened up. He waited and waited. Good patience from the inside centre and a good start. 7-0, they go.
Nico Malan just couldn't get the defensive structures in place there because they made it the darting runs. And once you get over that vantage line as quickly as Helpmekaar does, it's very difficult setting up those defensive pods as well. Leighton Lawrence with the kick, goes deep as well. The chase has been good, but Helpmekaar have managed to recoup the ball. Lawrence pops it out there to one of his forwards there, trying to make a darting run forward, trying to get over that vantage line. Quick ball out again, not the best of passes to Ethan Lawrence. He opts just to kick the ball into some real estate, but here comes Nico Malan. That man Koopman with a darting run, eventually brought down by Storm. Still there for Nico Malan. Now a chance for them to go onto the attack, opting to go to the right hand side. Is that man DeLange, and immediately a referee blows on his whistle for high tackle. No nonsense there. Whenever there's a high tackle, they're quickly on their whistle.
Absolutely, you can just see how hard it is to run against this, and they're now well, we're about to see a very special penalty, or the wind down at pitch level is not as bad as it is up here on the commentary gantry. But obviously Leighton Lawrence backs himself from this distance, and let's see if they can get themselves on the scoreboard.
Something we haven't seen thus far, yesterday and today. Teams opting to go for points, and Nico Malan immediately, you called it old school rugby not so long ago. You said immediately there's a chance to get points on the board. They've decided, listen, our game plan is we're going to try and take it with both hands.
Yeah, I think scoreboard pressure is one of those things that's kind of drifted out of our game, to be honest with you. But I don't understand why.
Well, that is driven, absolutely driven, through the middle, through the post. 3 points to Nico Malan.
Oh, what a beautiful strike that was for Leighton Lawrence. Turn the doubters into believers. Well, turn me into a believer. Here's the high tackle coming up. Right now, yeah, you can see that Engelbrecht just doesn't get himself into his body position low enough and drives up under the chin. But wow, what a clever strike from Lawrence. Kept it low. Good work.
High kick into the blue sky. That's well taken there by Koba Stratum. The outside centre popped up here. Lawrence, he's just going to try and find his touch. That he does. That is the exit work that we're talking about, especially after you get points on the board. At the restart, make sure you gather the ball. Just do the basics well.
100%. Probably the most important phase in rugby is that first phase and the exit after you've scored points. If you give that away after you've worked so hard to get the points on the board, and then you give that advantage away, yeah, that's where coaches have heart attacks, mate. That's
that's where they earn their money.
Yeah. But just to say that was much better judged that time from Stradham after he dropped the first one of the game. He readjusted.
Back on the line again. They can't get the ball. Have they recouped the ball? No, they haven't. But they're going to come back for the knock-on, and I think the lesson's got to be learned very early on. This long throws or the deep throws in the line is not quite working for them.
No, I don't understand why you do it. I mean, if you are going to throw in this wind, you've got to power that thing in. You've got to arrow it in low and hard, and you've got to make sure that you've got one of the best catches in your team on it. But if you're going to throw to the back like that, you can't give it that much air. It's just going to get caught in the breeze every single time. But this is where you need to use the rule, you know, if they're not going to jump. Just take a bit of artistic license with the way you're throwing in.
Becker fires it into midfield, and there comes Sir Lawrence with a darting run again. Yo, man, he called it. In fact, it wasn't Lawrence, it was Koopman, the left winger, looking for work. It's now Nico Malan still on the attack here, taking play inside the half of Helpmekaar. Getting the ball out, not the best of passes, but still excellent work done. Again, getting over that advantage line, still sticking to that right-hand side. Pops it now, Kasana. Possible with man and all, but now they got a little bit of an advantage coming their way as well. Quick ball by Janssen van Rensburg. He finds some of the quick man. There's that man, Regan Stone. Louis looking for work all the way from the right wing. Now a few of the big men. Andre van der Merwe with ball in hand, but they're going to come back with a loud blow on the whistle. And they're going to get a penalty. I'm not sure that this is going to be in range, but that's good play.
Yeah, Dylan Engelbrecht again for Helpmekaar. Lazy running, I'm afraid. He got himself so offside. It was very easy for the referee to give it, and that's a lovely kick into the corner. But 2 penalties from Engelbrecht in 2 minutes.
Well, Leighton Lawrence, he has drilled that kick into a breeze, and so far he's shown his prize with that right peg of his. Yeah, again, the slow nature of the boy is coming to the line. You made a note about that already. And how long is the referee's patience going to hold out for this?
Well, if you're the opposition, surely you're chirping in the referee's ear. How long? I thought we were clamping down on this.
Sana. Well, here's a good storming run in midfield. Quick ball's needed. Now it comes out here too. Big man Van Nicker. He's still driving forward. He's 5 meters short. The referee with his arm out yet again. Switching play now. In the hands now of Ferreira. Is he over the line? Referee blows on his whistle. He's not sure. The Langer, he's sort of got his arms up there thinking, oh, maybe they did get it over. Referee's just explaining what's happening. But I think they're going to come back for the penalty, and that is right in front of the sticks.
Yeah, of course, you can't score against the post anymore like you used to be able to. But you probably shouldn't run into it either from about 3 yards out. So unlucky there for Ferreira. That was just the wrong part of real estate to run into. But Nico Malan are starting to purr a little bit.
Well, I think they're doing more than that. And this is a good option, I think, because this will eat into time of them playing into the win. Van der Merwe, the big fella. Drive, pops out here now to the right hand side. They're right under the post, but that's well done. Now they pop the ball out. Just got to try and show some patience here. Yeah, great work at the breakdown by that man Ethan Lawrence. Well, he's having a storming game as well, on attack, and now he's shown on defense.
I'd like to see a replay of that. I mean, he was straight over that ball, but from the naked eye I would say his hands are on the floor first, but good work, straight over that ball. And a heck of a turnover when it looked for all money that Nico Malan were going to get there. Here comes the tackle now. You see, he makes the initial tackle, drops back. I'm going to give him the... Oh, I'm not sure he's supporting his own body weight. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Great work to stay alive after his first tackle anyway, to then get back round and actually get over that ball. So we'll give him an A for effort. We'll give him the penalty.
Well, Helpmekaar have got a Maul going, and it's still moving forward. Referee with his arm out. It's going to be a penalty advantage coming the way of Helpmekaar. So they got a little bit of a free play here. Out it comes again. Lawrence, Storm into midfield. Lawrence, Ethan Lawrence, Tonkin fires it out. Here's that man again. Kollege fires it out there to the right winger. Broncos, he's decided he's just going to pearl his way over the defensive player there of Lawrence. Now they're just 5 meters out. Quick play. Lawrence again in the hands there of Botha. He's tackled again. Still 5 meters out. Lawrence pops it out to the left. Surely they're going to score. Brilliant work. Great continuity of play. And it's Grotius that finally gets a touchdown. And just like that, Helpmekaar extends their lead.
And who's doing all the good link work in the midfield again? It's Zayden Kollege, the flanker. He's linking that play beautifully. Francois Tonkin came into the line. He got caught. But Kollege, he managed to free his arms. Kollege takes the man on, draws him in, pops it out. Broncos, wow, that was 2 smashing hits to keep him going. And then there's just 6-on-1 on the outside. It was a case of who was going to get there, and it was Grotius in the end, the hooker.
Well, Andy, they are using the space of this ground very well. Helpmekaar moving it from one side then to the next, and they're just showing how patient they can be, but they got some very elusive runners as well. Here's the kick. Kick is good, 2 points is added. But a few men, you said Zayden Kollege, but Broncos have had a few good runs as well.
Yeah, here he goes. There's the overlap, but the hard work was done earlier with that break down the right. They managed to get that extra man in. They managed to get Tonkin released in his arms was key. But Kollege was there again. He's lurking in these wide channels and he's causing a lot of damage at the moment.
Leighton Lawrence with a high kick. It's well gathered by Helpmekaar. They need something here just to get themselves going. That's a big boot downtown. Well taken by Lawrence up above his head. He decides, listen, he needs to go for a little bit of a run. He's tackled on their own 10-meter line by Helpmekaar. Quick ball's needed out. It pops now to the right-hand side. They just got to keep the ball in hand. They've got to now show the patience as well. As Liam Becker finds his way over there to the back of that rock. Oh, and Helpmekaar with a little bit of a blitz defense, dragging them, driving them backwards. Lawrence decided he's going to put it on the right peg. That has gone into touch, has it? No, it hasn't. It has, but bounced in field. Brilliant stuff from the big number 15.
Yeah, it was a good exit in the end. I thought they'd gone maybe 1 or 2 phases too far. They weren't resetting. Just for a couple of phases there, would have been better just to reset, slow it down, reload. But actually a good kick in the end from Lawrence has got them up to the halfway line.
Thought that kick was drifting out in the full, but managed to bounce in play. So line out here for Helpmekaar. Try scorer Grotius. He's with a feed. Trying to find Zian Smith, but still there for Helpmekaar. Lawrence. He's with ball in hand now. It's a good drive forward, and it is in fact Ethan Lawrence. Fires it out now to Storm. Lawrence. Again a long pass out to Broncos. He steps off his right and eludes his defender, but offside play early on. Referee calls him immediately back. So penalty going the way here of Helpmekaar. Quick tap and go. Lawrence fires it out to the left winger. That is Venter out there. Just a little bit isolated, but now there's plenty of support now for them. Pops it up now to the right hand side. Big man Engelbrecht. Another darting run forward. A good continuity of play. This again from the man from the north, and he's just trying to offload that. As I said, a good continuity of play, and he knocked the ball on. So it's a little bit of an advantage going the way here of Nico Malan. Lawrence, he decided he's going to change direction. Again, puts it on his right peg. Advantage is over, says the referee, and what a step that is from Vian Storm. And he's still going. He's got men on his outside on the left-hand side. Now he pops inside. Is that Venter? The left winger with a good run taking play inside the 22. They need quick ball. Just need to try and get it through the hands. For Mark with the run. He's dragged back outside the 22 now. Getting over the ball. Brilliant play from Nico Malan. They've turned this over. And again, their defensive prowess have shown again. And there's a little bit of a knock on, is it? And referee still playing on. Everybody stood still waiting for the referee's whistle there. And eventually it comes. There's no advantage gain. Wow, What a passage of play that has been.
Absolute pandemonium everywhere. Firstly knock-ons, then turnovers, then loose kicking. Great to watch though, full-blooded. But I was waiting for it to come out this near side. Kollege and his mate Bronkhorst are waiting constantly. They know there's space out here. Here's the first counter ruck. That was the good work on the floor from Nico Malan. But then, see, this is what happens when props get in the way.
Well, the 12 and 13 is very flat here, and the referee immediately blows on his whistle. Penalty at scrum time here. I was about to say that Lawrence and Axe was very close to each other and very flat. Maybe another set piece as the referee just blows on his whistle. Looks like Engelbrecht might just need some attention. Maybe that's blood.
I just wonder whether Helpmekaar might take the 3 points here, or the attempt at 3 points here. Every point's going to count because they've got the ones that have got to battle against this wind in the second half. We'll take them to 15-3, and in this win, 12 points. It's going to be a pretty healthy lead, to be honest. There's something for them to defend, because them being 2 scores ahead and some conversions needed, I think it might be the sensible option.
Dylan Ehrenbrecht just coming off just to see to some blood then. And he's replaced. And he eventually gets his shirt on as he's making his way out there. Big number 17. It's going to be Baylevel. Kyle Baylevel.
Baylevel.
That's what I said.
Of course it was. Bless you.
Well, they've opted for the kick to the line. And again, they're not getting a clean ball, but they've managed to control the ball as well. Lawrence, runners on the outside. Here's that man yet again, Kollege. Always there and thereabouts. Lawrence, now it fires out to Smith. It's been knocked on. Again, a chance here for Nico Malan to see if they can sort of relieve some pressure. But the referee's going to call them back for a scrum. And are we going to say that later on that Helpmekaar had all these opportunities in this first half and they couldn't get points from it?
Well, they could have been 17-3 up now. That's 2 converted tries that they would have been up. But I get that they went to the corner. I get they're trying to go for the kill. I get it, Schoolboy Rugby. But these conditions, you've still got to play the conditions. And this wind is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Doesn't necessarily, it still makes it tricky for Nico Malan in the second half if they are going to kick, because you can't kick too far. But they will probably go in with a bit of confidence at half time if it stays like this.
Yeah, they know they've got
To see Khalid Dalanga come on.
Yeah, they know they've got the likes of Lawrence that can kick well. And they've also got a few men in that back trio as well. Koopman and Regan Stone, they're quick. And that's going to play potentially in their hands. We make it just about 7 minutes still to go in this, the first half.
I think what would be clever in the second half, and I'm very surprised that Helpmekaar haven't done it, is the fact that the 9 hasn't kicked. They haven't box kicked.
Well, here they come. That's Axe. Fires it out to Bronkhorst. He's going to dive over. Simple try. You called it. Use the space of this field, and they're using it very, very well.
Yeah, took the scrum against the head. That Andreas Bronkhorst is in again. He caused some damage earlier in the setup of one of the tries. This time it's a good pickup from him, actually, because the pass isn't that great. Lawrence on the outside and then throws it at his toes. That's a fantastic pickup, it really is, from Andreas Bronkhorst. Yeah, going back to the kicking, I'm surprised that we haven't kicked from 9 more. I would box kick in this wind and just allow it to take its course. It would be really awkward for any of that back 3 if that ball was going high in the air and drifting all over the place. That's a great strike.
It's over. Off the left post there. Over she pops. 2 points added, and just like that. that, they've extended their lead to 21 points to 3. Nico Malan, now we can expect this slowly getting to the middle because they want to eat into some more time.
Nico Malan need half time now. They'll still feel they're in this game with this win, but they need half time now. 28-3 would be, wouldn't be great.
Well, there's the box kick into the air, and that's going to land in some real estate, let me tell you. Now it's just a case of which way this ball's going to bounce. That's a big hit in midfield. Immediately the referee blows on his whistle. Oh, and immediately he's going to go to his sock to pull out a card, and that is Ty Axe. That's going to spend 10 minutes off.
Yeah, Axe chopped him down, but it was high. But what did I say about the box kick? It caused absolute pandemonium. Axe, I've got some sympathy with him there. That ball was right on him. He had to make the tackle. He didn't really have chance to change body shape. But with these new rules about being above the chest, it is a yellow card as the laws go. But just on the timing aspect, I do have a bit of sympathy with him there.
Yeah, I mentioned before as well. The referee is taking a no-nonsense attitude to those tackles as well. Good feeding the line. Here's a good platform for the men in blue. Oh, and they've lost it forward as well. Now then, Helpmekaar. What sort of attack can they make? They're one man short as well. Lawrence pops it out there to the left. There's the kick forward into the Nico Malan area. Now what's this going to be? Skosana with a run. Well, he eludes one, maybe two men. Then brought down on the 10-meter line. Becker pops it out now here to some of the big men with support as well. That is some good support from Ruben van Dijk. Still they up to come to the left-hand side. Quick flat ball given there to Ferreira. And into the Helpmekaar half they go. Ball fired out here to the left-hand side. And still they're coming forward. Janssen van Rensburg with the darting run. They're going to switch play now. Becker. Quick flat ball there to Kricher. That's Waldo Kricher. Referee with his arm out. Penalty advantage coming the way of Nico Malan. Kasana. He sees a gap. He sighs a gap. Just next to the rock. Still there for them, but the referee blows on his whistle now, and that is much better from Nico Malan. This is also eating into the time. Looks like they're going to opt to kick the line here as well. Oh, that is a big boot. That is a big boot taking play. Let's call it 7 or 8 meters from the try line. What an attacking platform with a man up as well. Nico Malan, can they get points on the board to take into halftime?
Yeah, Janssen van Rensburg. You need to find Van Dijk or Van Sale and launch this attack. This is gold. This is like a free hit right at the end of the first half. Imagine what that does to the team talks at halftime.
Oh, it's stolen in the front by Botha, Andre Botha for Helpmekaar. Here's a chance for them to relieve the pressure. Looking for the ball. The referee's also looking for the ball. Lawrence pops it out. Oh, there's a knock on. Now then, they can get a play going here. Nico Malan just got to set it up. They just got to be patient.
Don't panic.
Set up the structures. Becker pops it out. And Kricher again with a good run forward as well. They're under the sticks here. They're still going to the right. Now they cut inside. Helpmekaar with tackles aplenty. They look like they're going to switch it. No, they don't. Still out to the right they go. Can they get there? Has he got there? Yes, he has. Nico Malan with the try. And that is excellent continuity of play. And it is the man that came on, Kali de Lange, with the score. That will give them a very timely boost going into half-time.
Oh, I'm excited for the second half now, Eugene. Wow, Nico Malan have got themselves back in it. Firstly, the kick. Line-up was an absolute shambles. But then they stayed patient. They didn't panic. Give it to the big man, Kali de Lange. Yeah, no problems with that. Momentum, no second movement. Oh, Nico Malan are going to have their tails up this second half. Kick off, kick it long, get the pressure on, let's go.
Well, this is an important kick as well. The fact that he's going to be Liam Becker with the kick. Oh, that looked a lazy right peg, but through the post it goes. And what a second half that lies ahead of us here. Nico Malan 10, Helpmekaar 21. Let's not forget, those men in blue, Nico Malan, they'll have a lovely breeze in the backs. And we are looking forward to a very entertaining second half here in this NMI Toyota Noord Suid second half. There's the kickoff by Lawrence, kicks it down the middle, and it just shows how difficult it is to get with the sun and the wind and everything else. But the Helpmekaar have managed to control the ball. Lawrence fires it out there to Engelbrecht, who's found himself back on the field after going off, just getting some attention. Still their balls there, but Nico Malan immediately have turned this over. Kasana, he fires it out here to the right hand side. Is that man straight on, pops off his right leg, steps off his right leg, I should have said. Now it's quick hands. Can they control the ball? Can they show the patience again? Nico Malan still going to the left. There's men aplenty on the left hand side. Just not able to get that ball moving. Great cover defense here from Helpmekaar, but now it's getting a little bit difficult as the men are running quite deep. Lateghan with the run. Referee with his arm out. Looks like it's going to be an advantage coming the way here. Is it? No, it's not, because Helpmekaar have managed to steal the ball, and there's the kick. But that has not gone anywhere. Now then, oh, what a step that is. What gas that is. Regan Stone. Oh, now he's hit very, very hard there by the defensive work here from Helpmekaar. Still there for them in the hands of Wildeklawer. He needs 3 men to bring him down. Oh, and that's brilliant work on defense from Helpmekaar. Ethan Lawrence once again on defense, going in for the steal and getting the penalty.
Well, not only has he got a try, he's got 2 of the most important turnovers of this match now so far. He had 1 in the first half on his own line, and then now he's just managed to give his team a breather with a massive turnover on his own line yet again.
Well, they're still not outside their own 22. Here is Helpmekaar. It's them that's deciding to play the slow game.
They need to kick that ball lower. Kick that ball into the air. It's not going to work. You can see one of the sponsors in the background there with their flags. They're going crazy.
Well, that is stolen by Nico Malan. What a platform again from this line out here. Now they pick up and go into the 22. They forry. Becker pops it out. Now Kusana, Fanika, straight on, quick hands into the hands of Regan Stone, who's back on his right wing now. He was looking for work on the left. Still there for Nico Malan. They haven't got any meters going forward. They managed to keep the ball. Van Zyl. Over the ball they go. Referee blows on his whistle, and again, sterling work on defense. And it's a quick tap and go. Oh, referee says no, not from the mark. But now we see now the defensive prowess of Helpmekaar.
Yeah, someone needs to straighten this line for Nico Malan. They're coming across. Straydham had the chance, actually, the number 13, the outside centre, to straighten the line. If he just straightened it, it would have just checked that defence, but it made it very easy for Helpmekaar to come across. So when they're attacking and they've got the men over, they're a bit static. They need to come from deeper, and someone needs to straighten that line.
Ty Axe just getting a little bit of a talking to as he's making his way back onto the field. Yeah, they're just a little bit more excited. Just need to slow it down. Get someone to straighten the line, as you said. Again, the long throw, but it's that man at the back there of the line out. Zian Smith, but the ball then pops up and it's back into the half here of Helpmekaar, and how's that for a run? Again, Ethan Lawrence. What a game he's having. Now there's the box kick a little bit forward. Who's going to get there? Regan Stone gets there. He needs some support. Finds the support there of Leighton Lawrence, who kicks that ball with the help of the breeze, and that is a brilliant kick taking play back into the half of Helpmekaar, and back they come with Ethan Lawrence. The big man pops it out there to the left-hand side to Venter. But now Nico Malan now has turned it over, and this is a big game of ping pong at the minute, and eventually it is that man yet again. And now it is Lawrence, it is Shay Lawrence now with a tap and go. Referee is going to blow for a penalty, not 10. And play is being played at a frenetic rate here.
That's 2 turnovers in a row as well for Shay Lawrence. He had one just on the edge of his own 22 a minute ago. And Helpmekaar be very happy to be in this part of the field right now.
Well, they've managed to work their way up into the 22. Big line out this for Grotius. Which one is he going to go for? Is he going to go for Botha? Is he going to go for Zian Smith? Well, he did try and find Botha. Untidy, but they still manage, have they, to keep the ball. Shay Lawrence, Storm, big run again, that man, Kollege, putting them on the front foot yet again. Storm, still with quick hands, Axe, Lawrence, pops a pass over to Broncos, couldn't get there, and no one is straightening the line, drawing in a few defenders, and that pass have gone straight into touch.
Literally both teams, they just need someone to come straight on that ball. It's going to check the whole defence. And I think someone is going to end up walking in for a try, but good carry again from Kollege. He's really been active in that midfield. And he's causing some damage with a more direct nature of running this time.
Well, this is where they've dominated as well, Helpmekaar at scrum time. Putting Nico Malan under pressure. It's going to be a defensive scrum though for the team in blue. Going to opt to run, or are they going to kick it into some real estate here into Helpmekaar area?
Well, they need to win the ball first. They had the ball on their own line earlier, and it turned out 20 seconds later they were back under their own post because Helpmekaar had driven them off it, and Bronkhorst scored in the corner. So let's see if they've managed to shore this up in the second half. Better from them.
Well, onto the peg of Lawrence, and he has belted that downtown. That is a good exit for them. Taking play just beyond the 10-meter line in their own half still. But that's a good clearance.
Yeah, that's all Nico Malan can do from their own half now. Is just make sure they exit properly. Just wait for the opportunities. The opportunity is going to turn up at some point in this wind. It didn't look straight to me.
Yeah. Your eyes are good, Andy. Your eyes are still good. Immediately referee blows, and it's going to be a scrum here to Nico Malan. I just feel they haven't learned their lesson as Helpmekaar with the lineouts. They've still opting to go deep. It just hasn't worked.
See, now if Becker's coming off and Leighton Mini's coming on. See, for me, if Nico Malan could get a solid base at this scrum, look at the space in the backfield here, in the right. If they box kick into there, Helpmekaar are in a whole world of trouble. And we'll see if it's been seen. It hasn't.
Kasana with the run. Again, getting them on the front foot here. Quick ball out by Mini. Oh, that's a good run, good line. That time by Regan Stone. Quickly out, Mini. Fires it now out to his left-hand side. They need somebody just to set it up here. That was Ferreira taking it into contact. Now it is the big man, the try scorer, De Lange. Got to leave his knees, have touched the ground. In comes Van Nicke. It's a storming run, just fending off one of the Helpmekaar defenders. Kasana, what has he got? Sort of lurking behind one of his players there, but still there for Nico Malan. Mini. Latagani pops it over there to Van Dijk. What a run this is. He needs support now. Mini still coming out to the right hand side. Oh. Referee blows for a penalty going against Nico Malan. And again, maybe just the enthusiasm, the excitement, just getting the better of them there.
That's one of those awkward ones. It hits you, mate, bounces in front of him, and you can't help yourself but catch it. You've got half a second, you're going to catch it, but you are offside. But so much better from Nico Malan. Ruben van Dijk, thank you, sir. You came on a straight line. Kali Dalanga, you come on a straight line. You're going to bust through this Helpmekaar defence.
Getting out to the back, much better. Now they are setting up this Maul, and in they go. That man Grotius again at the back of that Maul. Now they're working together as a team, driving this Nico Malan pack back as they go to the 10 meter line, and still it's foraging forward, and still they're making meters. Still they connected. Referee now with his arm up. What a drive that is. Eventually it is Van der Merwe that gets away with it and enters at 22 of Nico Malan. Somebody just needs to get that ball out very quickly. It is that man Lawrence, finds Ethan Lawrence. Now it's Axe. Pops it out there. Again that man, always there, Zayden Kricher. Out he goes to the right hand side, Broncos. He's one of the try scorers from earlier on in the first half. Great continuity of play now for the men from Joburg. Helpmekaar fires it out to the left hand side, into the hands here of Zian Smith. Somebody needs to get that ball out. They need quick ball, opting to go again to the right hand side. Not sure if he was expecting that. That is Tonkin with a run. He's brought down immediately, and the referee blows on his whistle. And Nico Malan again on defense, again good.
Yeah, another turnover at a big time, but finally Grotius found his man in Llewellyn Vermaak at the back of that line out. And they finally showed us what they've been trying to do for this whole game. As we see Jabu Oza come on there, number 17. But that's obviously why they've been trying to throw to the back. They feel they can get that rolling Maul going. They did. It was good work. But then, unfortunately, they just ran out of space on the far side, and a fantastic turnover. Another big turnover from Nico Malan. Keep them alive.
Yeah, as we see, Eugene DeLange as well coming on. Changes being made now by both camps. Firstly, it's going to be Lawrence to see how much he can get in terms of territory. It's again a good touch finder, taking play inside the half of Helpmekaar. .23 minutes to go, 11-point difference. No score as yet in the second half.
Linesman's got the wrong hand out, but that's fine.
Oh, now it's Nico Malan.
Definitely Nico Malan's ball, definitely, and thankfully it was.
They're now trying to get a Maul going. Eventually it goes to ground. Now they need to get that ball out. There's the ball out. Referee is happy. Out it comes Mini. Skasana straight in the line. That was asked of Van Niekerk, and that he does. Now they need quick ball to try and just get this ball moving. Down the back line it goes. Good support there, but there's a steal. Is it? No, it's not. Ball has gone back. It looked like Neil Lateghan has tidied it up now for Nico Malan, but playing the ball on the ground, says the referee.
That's what we said, patience is key, the chance will come. And here is the chance. Lawrence needs to find a good touch. He'll want to get this into the 22. Nico Malan nowhere near out of this game yet. And that is a fantastic touch finder. They're patient, they've got their chance. Can they take it?
Instructions being shouted out, belted out by the coaching staff here of Nico Malan.
And the parents.
Well,
everyone with an opinion, nobody will care if they score a try.
Well, this is important feed into the line by Janssen, Van Rensburg. A few of the big men have gone into the back line though. The man of come on, Oza, he finds himself in the back line as well. but they're going to start with the rolling Maul.
Fabulous set.
Still moving, is it? Still going forward. Now, what are they going to do? Mini is asking for it, is he? Eventually it goes to ground. Still there for Mini. No, it's not there for Mini.
Yeah, Mini complaining, but he can have absolutely no complaints. That was a Maul. It was called. As soon as that hits the deck, they're allowed to come in and attack it. It's as simple as that. It'll just be a scrum, but it's just it's almost like, you know, when everyone flops on the top and it's like, oh no, what's going on? That's exactly what he did there. He called the Maul, it gone to deck. It doesn't matter that you can see the ball or can't see the ball. Helpmekaar had every right to come in on that ball, and they made the right decision, and the chance has gone. Here you see, it's a Maul. So anyone's allowed to come through on that Maul. It hits the deck, it doesn't automatically become a ruck. Therefore, that man is allowed to come straight over the top.
Excellent play. Defense again, and so far the defense of both sides have been prominent. It's just that 11-point difference that Helpmekaar have got. That's built up from that first half. But for now, we camped here in the 22 of Helpmekaar. It's going to be Shay Lawrence. Quick ball out. By for Mark to Lawrence, and now Axe. Oh, and that passes forward. Applause all round from the men in blue. Now they're going to have an attacking scrum 5 meters out. Options both sides, yeah?
Now's the time. Now's the time. They're still making changes. Peeman Kleinhate's coming on. Number 20. Add more bulk. This Nico Malan pack has just got slowly bigger and bigger and bigger as the game's gone on. There's a conference with the Brains Trust in the backs.
Well, interesting position that Regan Stone has here, just behind the 10 of Gasana. Do you need a good platform though? Mini again looking for the ball. Oh, the referee's going to go. Indicate this is going to be a penalty coming the way here of Nico Malan. I don't think they'll opt for the scrum though.
A tap and go, I think. And they will indeed.
As you said, they have beefed up their front pack here. And in discussion, they need to turn this into points. The clock is still ticking.
They got a penalty there, but that wasn't through the scrum, that was through the ill discipline.
Oza, oh, pops it out. Well, it was a set move, but now Helpmekaar applying pressure. Referee with his arm out. Might be for a high tackle though. Kasana, now they've got work to do. Regan Stone looking for work yet again. Brought down just on the 22. Well, they were 5 meters out. Now they've got some work to do. It's a great pickup, has to be said. But now they've lost the ball, and the referee with the second whistle, and we know what that means. It is a yellow card, and he's just directing that player off. Looks like it is Shay Lawrence, I think it is. The 9 coming off. Maybe this time they can set up a better set plays. Still there for them, into the hands there of Van Dijk. He's been kept up, is it? Now eventually it goes to ground. Mini coming out to the right hand side. Ozar, big man going forward there for Nico Malan. This ball still there. Are they going to opt to go to the blind side? Mini being pushed out the way by Ferreira. Opts to go for a little bit of pick up and go. Now another burst forward. Defensive work here from Helpmekaar, holding its own. Again, instructions there from Mini. Another pick up and go. Referee with his arm out. Another penalty advantage coming the way here of Nico Malan. Would have been a free play. Offside breached. Quick tap and go. Mini Oh, is he there? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And that is a brilliant score by MC Ferreira. And that sort of eats into that 11-point deficit.
Well, patience is a virtue. Took them long enough to finally get over the line. Had a funny feeling the ref was going to give a second yellow card there for another offside, but he allowed it to go on. And Leighton Lawrence a chance now to bring this right back, but simple try. They tried the same set move off the penalty. It worked this time. Ozar hit his man. But a great finish from MC Ferreira. Came on a soft, hard line on the inside. And managed to smash his way over.
Well, this is an important kick, and from our position, it is gun barrel through the middle of the post. And that makes it a 4-point game now, with Nico Malan 17, Helpmekaar 21.
There's a quick tap from Mini. There's the long arm of the law, the long arm of MC Ferreira. Brings his team straight back into this, 4 points with 15 to go.
Have a little bit of a change here. The assistant referee closer to us as the kick goes into the 22 of Nico Malan, into the hands of Lawrence, and you know what he's going to try and do, and he belts the ball over the halfway line, and that is a very, very good kick.
Wow, what a weapon that is from Lawrence, and how well has he used it today. He kicked well against the wind. He had the penalty kick against the wind that he kept low. That's a potent weapon that young man's got, that right foot of his.
To the front of the line, Grotius goes. Now we've seen this Maul before, and it's been effective from Helpmekaar, edging into the half of Nico Malan. Nico Malan need to reset. That Maul is picking up a little bit of steam as it goes past the 10-meter line. Referee with his arm out, Axe looking for the ball, finds Lawrence. Broncos haven't seen much of the ball there, Cricket, for a while, but yeah, he is yet again. Axe playing at 9 now, pops it out now to Buerta. Takes 2 or 3 men to bring him down, Axe. Oh, and that ball is lost, but they're going to come back for the penalty at the Maul. 13 minutes to go. A 4-point game. We thought that this was going to be a close encounter, and that it certainly is.
Oh, it's been a ding-dong battle so far. Helpmekaar just felt at half-time they hadn't scored enough points. And then that try at the end. That try at the end of the first half from Nico Malan just changed the whole perception of that half-time speech from the coaches, no doubt.
Well, they've gone to their Maul. It's been a weapon. Still moving forward. Helpmekaar Maul still working together. Now it pops out here. Storm. Ethan Lawrence cuts into the inside. Big, strong inside center for Helpmekaar. Axe looking for the ball. Finds it. Out it comes. 5 meters short, Helpmekaar. They're swapping places. In fact, there's a player down, so player safety has to be looked at here. And immediately, the referee blew on his whistle. Geez, that man, that's down. That's for Mark. Now they're just going to see if he is okay. He was lying down, flat on his stomach there.
The Helpmekaar coaches, again, absolutely insane. I think he was shouting, get up, because he could see what was on. And then he's thrown the pass and he's thrown his cap on the floor and everything. So, and then he's realised, I just need to make sure my player's safe. But that was a try for all money, and he knows it. And the coaching staff down below us are very animated right now. They know that this game was in the grasp at the end of the first half, and since then, it's been a real struggle. They haven't threatened the scoreboard. They've had 2 in the sin bin. And they're just not able to put Nico Malan away, but it will be their ball because of the way this was stopped. It should be their ball and a put into the scrum, which has been their biggest weapon so far today.
Yeah, that and their driving Maul has been really good to look at. As the players now being just replaced. I think that is precaution. I think that's a good call by the referee.
Now you can see for Mark struggling. He's taken a bit of a knock to the head. Ibn van Buren comes on to replace him. And it's good to see the coach did shake his hand. Even he may have cussed him. Maybe a 5-pointer, but Axe has moved into scrum half for this one.
Yeah, with Lawrence, that's Shay Lawrence still off the field. Well, big scrum that lies ahead here. Got to watch this left winger, Venter, who's just lurking behind Storm. Here he comes. Fires it out to Broncos. He barges over one, barges over two, and over he goes. Look at the strength of the man. And over he goes under the post. Simple as you like.
Well, that's welcome relief for Helpmekaar. The other main player in this one was Ethan Lawrence. Even though he didn't touch the ball, they're scared of him. He's made good ground all day. The timing of the pass, but watch the dummy run from Lawrence on this one. It's made it very easy for Broncos to find the gap at a big old handoff, and he dives straight under the sticks. And easy for the extra points as well.
Interesting position from Axe. He's come now. Not Axe, apologies. Interesting to see Broncos.
There's Lawrence, there's the pop. That's a big boost, big bump, should I say, from Broncos in the midfield. Actually, from where we were saying, it looked like an easy finish, but he had a lot of work to do there, and he used his bulk again. He was smashing people to the ground earlier as well, but here we go.
Straight from the kickoff, straight into the hands of Van Dijk. Well, looks like it's been turned over here by Helpmekaar. Looks like that's Lawrence, and in fact the referee blows on his whistle. It's just been a little bit of a knock on. But I was going to say, since Broncos has come into sort of that centre, into the midfield, he's been very dangerous as well. Because they had to move Axe to 9 because of Lawrence being off the field, I think he's been very effective.
Well, he's a deceptively big lad. But when he gets the ball, he's got that low centre of gravity. And you see when he took that switch there, head down, very, very difficult to stop. But he did well. It was that big bump on the first would-be tackler, and then it just opened up for him. So he's been used well today. When he's needed to stay wide, he stayed wide. But what you always want is your wingers coming into the midfield looking for work. Add in that extra man.
Well, they need to score from this position because time is running out here for Nico Malan. Mini with the feed. He pops now. Lasana. Oh, that's a big collision. Maybe a miss of communication there. However, Nico Malan have managed to maintain possession. Van Niekerk enters the 22-year of Helpmekaar. Mini. Again, Regan Stone always looking for work. He's done that throughout this game. Sana into the hands of Janssen van Rensburg. He's driven back. Helpmekaar's defense standing tall here. Oza pops it up. Oh, again the ball is lost. And now opportunity here for Helpmekaar to launch an attack. And it's just a knock on both sides. And that is going to bring up an end to that facet of play.
I tell you, he did well there. And that was Gelden van Niekerk in the midfield. Like you said, a huge hit. But he kept hold of the ball and he got back up. And he made some valuable meters. But here's the knock on. He just takes his eye off it. And then Storm, looking to counter-attack, knocks on himself. And we'll reset with the scrum.
Well, we're heading that way where we have to look at who is going to be the NMI Toyota player of the match. Again, the ball's been moved. Axe. Lawrence finds Bardenos, who finds himself back on the right wing because they're back to their full quota. Ethan Lawrence, can he get to the line? Ankle tapping, pops it out to the outside. There was no one there. Ball's been knocked back, says the referee, and the sideline has won. But yet again, Ethan Lawrence comes to the fore yet again for the men from Helpmekaar.
Yeah, he's been involved in everything today. It's a big carry, I think, for all money. He thought he was in.
Well, they have been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. There's so many men that we can sort of look at that could stand out. Ethan Lawrence as well on defense, he's been brilliant as well as on attack. Got a try. Bardenos certainly bombed his way over the try line as well with 2 tries. Here's that Maul again, and this is difficult to stop once it gets ahead of steam, and over it goes. Helpmekaar surely have done enough to be victorious in this encounter.
Yeah, no, it's now the game's over. But what a game it's been. It's been incredible to watch the ding-dong battle, as we said earlier. But that's a great set from Helpmekaar. They've sorted that line out. It was a bit ropey at the beginning of the day. And over they go for the try that will seal this game. But yeah, it is the NMI Toyota man of the match time. And like you said, there's been some guys who've really put their hands up today. Zayden Krieger, one of them, has done a lot in the midfield. Absolutely been superb at times. Bronkhorst has taken his chance as well. But one man stood out, and purely for big moments in the game. 2 turnovers on his own line. He's had a try himself. He's been part of everything. Our NMI Toyota man of the match is the Helpmekaar number 12, Ethan Lawrence.
And well deserved as well. They've been really full value. They've worked hard for this win, especially in the second half, playing against this breeze as well, and being under the pump a little bit as well by Nico Malan. And Nico Malan just haven't found the edge of turning their territory advantage into some points here. Lawrence with the kickoff, just about 3 minutes to go. That's a good take. They just seem to be doing the basics so well. Helpmekaar keeping the ball together. That's a little bit of a good offload just on his shoulder. Now they want to sort of express themselves here. DeLange with ball in hand as well. Butler, X pops it out to his right hand side. Well, that has been stolen by Nico Malan. So can they potentially have the final word here? Referee blows on his whistle for the knock on. It has been a close encounter for the majority of this game. It just looks like the final moments will go to Helpmekaar.
And that's it. I think they've won the big moments, you know, and we talk about those 2 turnovers from Lawrence. They're as good as tries. Both of them within 5 metres of his own line. One in the first half, one in the second half when they were really under the pump. And also the carries from Krieger that have got them out of trouble a few times in the midfield and given them that impetus and given them a respite.
Van Niekerk, he's been strong as well. He's been brought down. Number 9, Liam Becker, is back on the field, and again they've lost the ball. And again a knock on, and that has basically summed up the story of the day, especially in the second half for Nico Malan. Just making handling errors at crucial moments. Seconds or so to go. Popped out now into the back line. That's Axe. Good run here at the back there from Krelung. He's taking play just short of the halfway line. Back to the left, they go Axe. Again finds that man who's been good as well, Zayden Kricher, I should say. Lawrence pops it out, good step of his left there from Storm. Now they just keep switching position. Oh, that's a double knock on yet again. It's just being a little bit untidy here in the closing stages of this match.
Yeah, it's just tailing off a bit now. Nico Malan know it's gone, Helpmekaar know they've got it in the bag. But it's been a great watch, it really has. Both teams trying to put some air on the ball. Both teams, their rolling Maul has done some damage. We've seen a bit of everything. It's been an enjoyable one, and Helpmekaar have just taken their chances. They've been more clinical. They've had the odd player that's just done that little bit extra than Nico Malan.
Out it pops here to the right hand side. Liam Becker looked like he was tripped up by his own player there, into the hands here of the fullback of Tonkin, and he is bundled into touch, and with that will be the end of the match, and it is victory to Helpmekaar by 33 points to 17. It's been an enjoyable watch. It's been difficult at times, but some good play from both sides as well. It's been very entertaining, and one that Helpmekaar have become victorious here. And with that, the NMI Toyota player of the match as well goes to Ethan Lawrence. We'll show you some highlights, and then it will be over to the man of the match presentation that will be done out there in the middle. So from us, enjoy the highlights package, and we'll see you again soon.